So the first beer that we'll be tasting today is Guldenberg. Guldenberg is a name of an abbey that no longer exists in Wevelgem, a village just next to here. And Guldenberg is a nostalgic triple. And when I say nostalgic, I mean with more hops. Because until the 1980s, the 1990s, Belgian triples or abbey-style beers, they had more hops and bitterness in them. But the hops and the bitterness disappeared, and Nino Bassel, co-founder of the brewery, was sad by this. So he created Guldenberg, a more hoppy triple. So we use one hop variety in this beer, the Hallertau Mittelfru that you saw in the hop fridge, from Belgium, of course, and whole hops only. We add the hops for bittering during the boil. We also add them for the aroma at the end of the boil, and we add them even more in the cellar. We do dry hopping in this beer. This is our only beer that's dry hopped, actually, Guldenberg. And I'm putting a nice head of foam on the beer for you because we're quite proud of the foam on our beers. So the story of the miracle actually begins with the Kriek de Ranke. In the time when Nino and Guido were using mixed yeast and bacteria from another brewery, they created a less hoppy beer that was immediately sour because without hops, the bacteria is very strong. And it was too sour, so they put it with cherries to ferment the sugar of the cherries and to add the flavor to the beer. And then they eventually, when it was fermented, blended it with traditional lambic. And that became Kriek de Ranke, de Ranke's first sour beer. It's been on the market for 20 years. It's our most popular of our sour beers. It's not a sweet Kriek, it's fully fermented, it's dry, it's fruity, has that beautiful color as well. And because it's not sweet, it's refreshing. That's the magic of it. So the next beer to taste is called Miracle, which means miracle. It's in Dutch, that's written. This is actually our lambic style beer. We don't call it lambic, we don't call it guz, but it's going to resemble a guz style. In the last years, we've been playing in our brewery and in our maturation area with spontaneous fermentation and brewing a base of beer, something like lambic beers, typical of Brussels. And this is our latest result of those experimentations, where we're quite happy with the brewing and the fermentation here. We will soon make space for a cool ship after our construction that you've seen. We'll have space for a full-size cool ship after the boil, and also a new space for the wooden barrels. And then we can make more of this. This is a blend of young, medium, and old beer, so 1, 2, 3-year-old in the Brussels tradition. It's mostly our own beer, but we also use lambic beer from traditional lambic brewers in the blend. And this is my favorite edition of it so far, bottled about 1 year ago. The way we use our hops, actually, we have to buy in September or October for the entire year because whole hops, as we use, are more sensitive. And so we never trust to buy them secondhand. We always buy new hops only, directly from the farmer. So we always have extras at the end.